Hello. Hi, everybody. We're looking real fresh right now. We're looking extra, extra fresh, if you will. Um, let's just say someone forgot the time. Someone forgot the time and slept in just a little bit. That's fine. It's fine. We're fine. I'm good. Today's Sunday, by the way. For me, I don't know about you guys, but happy Saturday, Sunday, happy morning, happy evening to everybody. Yes, I hope you guys are having a good time. And today we're discussing the Henna Wars, which is really exciting. I'm really excited to just start talking about it. It's going to be just extra fun. And I don't know, I had a very interesting time reading the Henna Wars. Me too. Hi, welcome to the stream. We just started. I'm a little bit late, but you know what? That's fine. We're fine. Um, but yeah, today I'm gonna tweet the live show out. But hi, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Miju, welcome. All right, just tweeted, but yeah, I actually read the Henna Wars on on audiobook. I don't know. I just for the life of me could not find where to get the Henna Wars. It wasn't in my library. It wasn't anywhere. Not the library, not the Kindle, nowhere. Obviously, I was in the Singapore Amazon, so I had to switch to the US Amazon, and then I was like, okay, there's the Henna Wars. But it was too late because I had to buy the audiobook because that was the only place I could find it. But I mean, I think I enjoyed the audiobook. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't like the Henna Wars. Yeah, if you're interested or haven't read the Henna Wars, it's $9.99 US dollars on Kindle, which is pretty good. But yeah, I don't like. You got the audiobook? Yeah. I think the audiobook was pretty good. You know, it wasn't like too bad. Um, I don't know, but like I gave the Henna Wars 3.5 stars. Like I heard so many good things about the Henna Wars, and I don't have a complaint mainly on like the topic at hand. You know, we have racism, we have sexism, and just talking about genders. Like that wasn't really my problem. I think my problem was just Nishat. I didn't fully like her. I was just not a fan of her. I don't know why. Did not like her. Could not like her. I was just really having a problem with her from the start. Like I want to say I don't know when. I really just don't know when. I was just not a fan of her at all. And like like I don't know. I really just did not like her. Yeah, I think I like the culture in it as well. I think, you know, there was just some aspects to it that I really liked. I loved to talk about the henna and really just her culture, but I think honestly my main problem was just her. Did not like her, could not like her. And like sometimes her attitude, I was just like, "Oh my goodness." I just mm, yeah, I honestly I wish the characters were were just stronger. Um, that was just honestly my main issue there. And also just the romance between Nisha and Flavia. Honestly, didn't see the point of it. I thought it was kind of useless. On it, I realize it's like they're just trying to figure out, you know, because Nishat came out to her parents, you know, and finding like a romantic relationship between a girl and a girl, you know, for just really showing that, you know, it's possible and that going through all of this, but then it just didn't you want to see when it comes to like love or, at any age, the connection between the two. I just felt like Flavia and her connection, it wasn't romantic. It was more friendly between the two. So, I don't know. That was just me wondering. But I remember the names just because I finished it last night. I finished it at I think 9 p.m. That's why I remember their names. And also, I thought China's name, I didn't realize because I had the audiobook, I didn't realize it was spelled with a Y. So in my Goodreads review, it's China, like China. Like, so. I mean, it's fine. It gets the point. Didn't realize. It's fine. But yeah, China for I kind of respect the fact that she's just so bad. I absolutely hated China. Like usually I'm a little forgiving towards enemies, which is China, but no, I was could not could not. Like sometimes I'm just like, "Oh my god, I feel so bad for the enemy." And I was just like, ugh. But then with her, no, I hated her. I did not like her at all. I was just like, yeah. But it was good. It was good in that, like, young adults coming coming out story and just trying to find her place. But honestly, I wish there was just more character development to it, a lot more perhaps. So yeah, and also the conflict between Pre- Prisha, I forgot her name. Prisha, Prishna, forgot her name. I forgot her name. I forgot her name. The sister, Nishat's sister. Um, I felt like, at first I was like, okay, they're starting to like not like each other because of, you know, that point in time where she was like, all you're thinking about is yourself, Nisha. And I was like, okay, getting there. But then, usually when you want conflict between sisters, it's like, okay, it's like they're gonna be really angry at each other. And I guess I'm glad that they resolved it pretty early. It's just that I feel like I wish I got more of it. Like, I don't know why. I really like when characters have conflict. That's just who I am. But, I just wanted something more. I don't know the word to this. I'm trying to figure it out. Don't know why I can't figure it out, but I just wanted more to the fact that, Prisha, the sister was like, Nisha, you're really selfish. You're right now, all you're thinking about is yourself. And I was like, okay, continue that, continue the anger. And I was like, and then like the next chapter, I think they were just like, I'm really sorry. You're right. I was acting selfish. Now that I now that I think of it, I guess it was good that they did resolve it. But then, you know, like again, like I said, I do like a little bit conflict, and I just felt like there could have been more. I guess conflict wise between like China and like I find it really, I don't know, stereotypical that the mean girl China was friends with Nishat at first, and then it like stemmed to like, okay, I'm gonna ditch you here, and then I'm just gonna start doing all of this. I found like it's really stereotypical whenever that happens. I like the sisters relationship. Yeah, I like the I can't speak today. I actually also liked the relationship between the two. I thought, the sibling dynamic was just amazing. I loved that Prisha, I don't know her name. Nishat's sister was always there for her, no matter what. They could really count on each other. I really like that in a story. And I thought that, I feel like I'm, even though I'm sad that, the conflict between the two just happened so fast, I'm glad that they also resolved it because, oops, because they were like pretty much each other's best friends, you know? So I thought it was really nice to just see how they were, coming together, being best friends as sisters, and just, how the sister was always just there for her through her hard times. So I actually did like the sibling dynamic. I really liked that. Yeah. I'm still thinking about the fact that Flavia and Nishat, like, I just still don't get the point of the relationship besides the fact that, it's okay to like a female, you know, to have a relationship, which is something that obviously her parents were like about at first, which is why at the end it was like, okay, she's kind of like, okay, her parents were okay with the fact that she was gonna date Flavia, but I just honestly wish there was more to their relationship, if you will, to their connection, because between her and between Nisha and Flavia, I just didn't felt the connection between them. And obviously I'm a hardcore romance reader, so I would have liked to see more of the connection, even if it's young adults. Like, I've read young adult romances where the connection is great in high school, So I wish there was just more to it, a little bit more. I did like Flavia. I think she was just kind of cute. I liked her. She was nice. And I liked the henna aspect as well. I did henna once in elementary, twice, I think. One was a school fair. I think it was like an United Nations International Fair, something like that. And and then when I went to an Indian wedding, which was really really cool. So it was really long ago. So hearing about kind of the henna aspect, I thought it was really cool. The culture behind the henna wars, it was really great. I really like reading about the history behind culture and everything. I just love just like hearing about culture in general. Um, More of a first crush situation. Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely, definitely first crush situation. You know, it's like it was cute. I really did enjoy it. But could have been more of a development, I guess. But I mean, I'm glad that it kind of showed that it was really kind of like a first crush situation, and you're totally right, Miju. Yeah, I'm not doing great. I literally just woke up like 20 minutes ago. Mm. But yeah, what were your thoughts, Miju, on the book? Just gonna sip a little bit of water. Okay, I think okay. So actually, when I finished the review last night, finished the book, I should say, last night. Okay, first off, I was playing a game when I was finishing it, and it took me like 20 minutes to realize, okay, it's actually over, and I need to stop. But yeah, I I think I pretty much got to the point of everything. But yeah, my real issue was just the character developments, honestly, of Nishat. It was just not great. I obviously wish there was just more of her, and sometimes the decisions she made, I just wish they were just slightly better, just something more developed, aka character development. But yeah, I mean, I think Adiba Jaigirdar, and I'm most likely saying her name wrong, so honestly sorry, but she did a really good job with the Henna Wars. I really enjoyed it. Um, and it was just a really nice book to read overall. And honestly, for me, 3.5 doesn't mean I actually hated it. I actually did. It was okay. Nothing too strong, you know? So I did enjoy it. And I thought it was nice. It was cute. It was nice. It was lovely, if you will. Um, and, it's just her, Nisha, trying to figure out herself and also dealing with the fact that, her parents are very close minded on the fact that you can have female female relationship or an LGBT relationship. So that was really just. I'm really glad they kind of showed the fact that sometimes it's just really difficult for parents to really be super comfortable with it, and I'm glad that they showed the fact that um, you know, just in general, the fact that her parents, after so long, were finally like, okay, we'll get used to it. Just, I feel like you could tell that they were really uncomfortable with the fact that Miju, no, not Miju. I was looking at her name. God damn. Nisha was just in a relationship, thinking about a relationship with another girl. So you could tell that. I feel like from a parent's point of view, you can really tell that, they were struggling to be comfortable with Nisha just finding a female female relationship. So I feel like there were definitely some aspects that, in a story, it was just really well written. And I really did enjoy the fact there was conflict between her parents and Nisha, in the fact that, they were just eh after Nisha came out to her parents. So I thought that it was really good. But yeah, I did enjoy it. It was really nice. 3.5 stars, honestly pretty good in my opinion. Um, there's just sometimes, like, for one thing I have to say about the Henna Wars is I saw my friends on Goodreads, the people I'm friends with, have pretty high ratings when it came to just the Henna Wars. And I was like, okay, another great reason as to why I would get it, But then it was like, okay, I just felt like um I felt like I was missing something and the point of the book. Granted, this was definitely about finding herself, which definitely I did enjoy. Did enjoy. Um but I just I feel bad for giving 3.5 stars when a lot of my friends really loved it. Personally, I feel just like, oof, why did everybody else give it 5 stars? Why did I give it 3.5 stars? But then I was like, okay, we all have different opinions. Obviously, sometimes I give like 5 stars and people give it like 1 star. So it really just, I feel like, depends. And honestly, it was a good kind of, it was cute. I enjoyed it. It was nice. It was cute. Um, you know, which I found like, okay, I'm going through it right now and I'm trying to find any similarities between reviews. Like, I feel like this book definitely didn't stop me from enjoying just the fact that it's young adult. I don't know what age they are, maybe 15 years old. I want to say 15, 16 years old. So, and then I really don't know the age. I don't know if they mentioned it in the beginning, but it's very cute. something I don't actually read often is young adult these days. I just stopped reading young adult just because I've been more interested in new adult to adult romances, even fantasy. So fantasy. So really it's just the fact that I have honestly haven't been reading it much. So just to get back on the train of young adult, I don't know if I'll continue reading young adult after this, which is fine. But it was cute. It was light, you know. Um, and I just liked the culture behind behind the story. You know, it was really nice. Honestly, my favorite part is just reading about the different cultures, and I really enjoyed just hearing about the henna. And I think I mentioned that in the beginning of the live show. I really did enjoy the henna aspect, the art behind henna, and the fact that Nisha really defended the fact that it's pretty much more of a culture thing, while Flavia was more like it's an art thing, it's an art form. Everybody should be able to appreciate henna as art, you know. So you could really see why it's called the Henna Wars because you know Flavia was more going on like the art style, while Nisha was more culture. It's my culture kind of thing. So I like that aspect. But honestly, the fact that this is young, more young middle grade, honestly, kind of a focus. It's more 15 years old. So I haven't read that in so long. So I have to say it was cute. You know, it really got to the topics of the fact of like there was racism in the book, there was sexism, you know, there was just so many things that were like, you know, it's a good thing that this book really talked about it because it was important, you know. Bullying, and it was just, and okay, the one problem is the fact that China, oh my gosh, how can one person remain in a school and continue to be racist, to be sexist? I mean, probably not China specifically, but also honestly just the whole school. Like I don't know about schools in the US because I currently live in Singapore. I'm about to finish my high school in Singapore at an international school. So I've never seen or heard anybody in my own school have this problem. So just to see the fact that almost everybody was like, yeah, China, you're absolutely right. Like, Nishat's culture absolutely sucks. Her family's restaurant will give you diarrhea or something like that. I was just like, wow, it's the whole school. Like, it was the whole school. And it was so, like, oh my gosh. I was like, I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, ah, how? Yeah. Welcome, Lee. Lee? I don't know. But like it was just like the whole school and like none of the teachers did anything, nothing. And it was like even though it's set in Ireland, it's still bad. Like my goodness. I was like, oh my god. That was one thing that really irritated me is the fact that for just the whole school, everybody like China seriously got away with everything being racist towards Nisha and her culture. And it was just oh my goodness. I don't know if, you know, there are I'm sure truly there might be schools out there that do it. It's just oh my goodness. I was like I was mm, yeah, that was just not it. But I'm really glad that they showed that like the fact that China kind of like did all this because it really shows how bad of a character she really is. Like usually in the beginning I was like, okay, like maybe China might do something that's redeeming that I might be like, okay, okay, okay. But no. No. The whole time I was just like, oh my, I want to go into this book and slap China I was just like, I did not like her at all. Usually with the bad guys and characters, I'm like, I I'm a little soft for them. You know, I feel a little forgiving towards them for their actions. Not China. Nope. I hated China through and through. I was ready to slap her. I honestly feel like she's the first bad character, bad guy, mean girl in a book that I was just like, nope, no, did not for the life of me ever like her. Not at all. This gets me like really irritated. She gets me irritated. Uh, but I feel like Adiba Jagardar, I'm still saying that wrong, really did well to helm that kind of like aspect of like how, you know, in an all white school, you know, it's just like all of these kind of racist people, homophobic people. And oh my god, the situation where the whole school received the text. First off, how does one student get the number of every student and teacher of one school? Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, because Flavia was Brazilian, I believe. Yeah, I think it's sad because like I totally agree with you. You know, it's kind of sad the fact that it's like you only know one or two cultures, but then you don't really think about other cultures that actually exist in the world. And I feel like China focused on the fact that just because her cousin is Brazilian, she's totally okay with just Brazilians. And I was like, embarrassing, because even China was friends with Nishat in the beginning of the story, because they were like friends, I think, because China was new, and then that's why. And I was like, okay, maybe that's why. But then, we see her, and the fact that she's just absolutely hating on Nishat's culture. But then she's like, I love Flavia, obviously, because they're cousins, and I love the fact that she's Brazilian, and like, but what about everything else? What about all the other cultures? And it's like, totally agree with you. She was absolutely disrespectful to every other culture, and I was just like, China, 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 China with a Y. I didn't even realize that. I was on audiobook the whole time, thinking it was China, but like with an I, obviously. And I was like, ugh. But even then, I was like, oh, did like I did not like her. I mm, she really irritates me so much. Like even in my Goodreads review, I was literally like, no, I I literally wrote that I did not once at all liked her, and obviously she was the enemy, but I just could not like her, because sometimes for me, I like the enemies. I like the mean girls, because sometimes they have a trait that like you can forgive them for some things. Not China. I feel like all her traits were just like, you know, that's China. That's China. She was the worst. And the fact that everybody continued to believe her word and hate on Isha, it was just like, how would you continue to listen to this person? And the whole school as well. The whole school as well. Everyone was like, yeah, China, you're absolutely right. I totally agree with you. Uh, I'm fine. I'm okay. Uh, Honestly, so sad to just like, uh, I think that I feel like that's also something that I'm really like impressed with, because for one whole school, I don't know how big or how small their school is. It's really impressive how every single person could truly listen to her word, China's word, and I was like impressed. I was impressed that every single one was like, yeah, I totally agree. Nisha's culture is trash. Like that, I feel like that was every single person in her school that thought, because China said Nishat's culture was just trashing on Nishat's culture. That was like she was just bad. I was just like, even like I even had a problem with Jess and Chaewon. Don't know if that was her name or not, and I'm probably saying it wrong. Anyways, you know, I had some problems with them as Nishat's friends. Jess, I was irritated in the fact that, she's supposed to be Nishat's friend. She's supposed to be by her side. And then she complained on the fact that, why didn't you tell us that you were a lesbian? And like, obviously, she had the trouble of coming out. It's just like, I feel like you should be a little understanding to the person coming out, to the person who struggled to just like do all this. And then Jess was just being really annoying. And I was just like, Jess, as a friend, you got to do better. And then Chaewon, I think is her name, was just so quiet. She could have said something, to really voice her thoughts, because I felt like throughout the audiobook, you could hear that she wanted to say something, but then she couldn't say anything because she's so freakishly quiet. She's too quiet. And I think she really needed to like step up for Nisha, for her friend. I mean, I'm glad that they kind of came around, became friends at the end, but like, oh my goodness, I was absolutely just irritated with Jess. Like, you could be a little more forgiving on the fact that Nisha came out to her parents and did not like the fact that they were like, no, Nisha, this is just a phase for you. Her parents were kind of not understanding her. She was just exposed by a text, and then like the fact that, yeah, you can't be an ally. And it's like, as your friend, you should, step up for what, Jess is saying wrong. But like, Chaewon was just silent the whole time. Like, if I were a friend and if I were Chaewon, I'd be like saying, stop, Jess, what are you doing? You're being really disrespectful to our friend. But she couldn't even do that. And I was just like, ugh. I don't know. To me, I felt like the whole time, Chaewon and Jess, they weren't honestly being true friends to Nisha, and I wish that their friendship was just a little bit better, you know. But I think that in the story aspect, Adiba wanted Jess and Chaewon to kind of be that type, and obviously, because she's the author. But I just, it was Chaewon's character was a little disappointing, and honestly, Jess as well. As friends, they were just absolutely the worst. If had friends like that, I honestly would just not stop being friends with them. Even if you're quiet, like I'm quiet as a person. I don't. If I want to say something, I'll say something. But if I ever had a friend in Nishat's position, and I had a friend and Jess, for example, said these stuff, I'd actually step up and be like, "What are you doing, Jess?" But like, it was a little disappointing. Chaewon just stayed silent the whole time. I just did not like that. I was just like, and it's like they're, and it's also sad the fact that the Chaewon and Jess were her two closest friends, besides her Prithvi. I don't know her name. Nishat's sister. That's him. Out of out of the three, Jess and Chaewon are her like closest friends in the school that are obviously not her sister. You would think that because to be the closest friends of someone, you do something to step up to protect them. Just didn't get it, you know? Didn't get that from them. Even Jess, like the way she was just so free to say what her want, like what she wanted, I was like, you're being really insensitive. I unsensitive. You know what I mean? It's just like, wow, you're really just gonna tell your friend that, like, why in the world did you not tell us you were lesbian? It's like, because she had a hard time, sis. Obviously she was scared of like telling anybody. Like, uh the irritation I feel towards Jess right now is high. High. Oh my gosh. Like, and I feel like it's really interesting. I don't know. I've never been to Ireland, first off, so this is just my opinion. But for Nisha and I think Chewan to be kind of one of the only people that are not Irish, that are not white, very interesting. I would think that there were more, not like, a balance, obviously, because then again, I don't actually know the situation. I don't know anything, so really don't listen to me. But very, just, I need to sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Like, I feel like in schools they want more diversity, but I feel like with this school that they went to, there obviously, we could tell throughout the book, there was such a lack of diversity. It was just Nishat and then Chewan, and then I think, and obviously her sister Nishat. We'll count Nishat as her sister as well because I don't know her name. So it was Nishan, her sister, Chewan, and then and Flavia. It's like, and I realized, like, I feel like, then again, I've never been to Ireland. So I feel like there would be more diversity when it came to a school like that. Because, even schools that I have actually gone to for a field trip, just to see the school. I've been to a field trip. There was this one time I went to the school for a field trip. It was interesting. We're not going to comment on that. But, it was just like, there would be more diversity. But then again, don't quote me, don't anything me, because I've never been to Ireland. So I've been to like large schools my whole life. So I don't know anything. Um, it was just like super sad. Super, super sad to just see the fact that everybody was just clinging onto China's words and the fact that China just got away with everything. It just still irritates me that China literally got away with everything. You know? And the fact that all the teachers, the admin, they were just like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And then they were like, "Oh, you're okay? Okay." And then they left. And that was all they did. Because, like, you could tell that Nishat was just going through the hardest time of her life right after the texts went out. But no, that guidance counselor, whatever her name is, was the worst. The admin, the worst. Like, no, my school, if something like that ever happened, that they would find out who sent out the text and then, like, suspend them because, such behavior. It is so bad for a student to ever do that. And obviously, we find out who sends the text. And it's Allie, and I'm sure you guys know because we're all here talking about just spoilers everywhere. It's just like Allie by then would be straight up suspended if, like, in my school. If she ever came to my school, she'd be done. She'd be suspended. Expelled, probably not. that's more of like if you do that multiple times, but her behavior was absolute nonsense. And I was just like, ah, ah, like, and Allie, I remembered her because I was talking about the text. Allie, for a friend, like, I need to know her name. I don't know her name. The sister, Prithy? I don't know her name. That's like my downfall. I never know anybody's name. But to be Prithy's friend, I'm gonna say Prithy. I know I'm wrong. To be your friend, you'd be understanding the fact that, sisters are gonna be close. Why are in the world are you jealous of sisters? Pretty? Okay. I'm saying I'm gonna say it wrong. I'm gonna say Prithy because I don't know actually, but thank you. That might help. You know, to be her friend and then be jealous of the fact that she has a close relationship with her sister. Honestly, close friendship with sisters, it's great. Like, you would, it's nice, right? But then, like, I hate the fact that, just because she was super jealous of Nisha, she just went out and sent the text. I was like, what type of BS is that? What type of friendship, first off, would you ever do that? Because you're not just gonna hurt Nisha, you're gonna hurt Prithvi too. It was really dumb of Allie to even think about doing that. And I forgot what her reason was. I think it was just the fact that no, I just don't know what happened. I forgot what happened. Is more like it. But it's just like I don't know about Ali. I'm guessing it was just like spur of the moment. You know what? I'm gonna f up Nishat's life. Clearly, obviously, not thinking about Prithvi at all. It was just like, you're so dumb, Ali. Yeah, yeah. I think the fact that I think one of the things she said was like I think Ali was like Nishat should not have Nishat should not have kept the fact that she was lesbian to herself or to her close friends, to people she knows. Everybody should know it. And then she just sent out the whole text. I was like, oh my god. Like, people would come out to people at their own time. And obviously, just like the fact that she was like, Nisha should have told the whole school. No, she shouldn't have. She should not have at all. And I totally agree. She definitely cared about the fact that no, that was phrase one. She was just 100% homophobic, and the fact that why couldn't you have just left Nishat to just tell people on her own time? You know, it's sad. And at the end, I think they just stopped being friends, which I'm really glad. Like, I like Prithvi. I really liked her character. She was really strong. I loved how lively she was in the beginning. She just doesn't deserve a friend like that. So I'm really glad that they cut off the relationship because Ali was just so dumb. I hated her. She, you don't just say, I'm, like, I think, I believe that was the reason why she sent the text. She was like, Nishat should not have bought, like, kept it to herself, kept it to her family. The whole, like, it's just rude of her to keep up the fact that keep out the fact that she's lesbian. And I was like, Allie, oh, she's also another person I would have slapped. Yeah, just also, like, she was jealous. You could tell that, like, in one of the beginning parts, she was like jealous of Nishat. But then, like, to do something like that, like, mm, I need to breathe. I need to breathe. But comment down, guys, what your thought of this was. Because I need to take a breather. Uh, I just feel a little bit sad, honestly. Like, I feel like it's so good that this was written because you could tell the depth of how much Adipa J. Like, I'm afraid to even think what, like, did Adiba Jagerdar ever go through this? You know, because to write about such a thing, it's so in depth, so well written, and this was well written. You know, it was just like, oh my gosh, I really love the close sister dynamic. Me too. I I really like it because I feel like obviously there are close sister sibling dynamics. I thought it was absolutely great. I've always wanted to be close to my sibling. Like, I'm close to my siblings, but I am also the only girl. So I always, when I was younger, I used to dream about the fact that I really wanted a younger sibling just because I wanted to be friends with her. And I think I really love the closeness of the relationship, you know? And I don't know how close they are. I think they're honestly really close in age, Prithvi and Nisha. I think they were really close. But I loved them. They were so cute. It was really nice to see their relationship together as sisters, and the fact that, you know, and you could really see the fact that they're really different. Prithvi is more, I don't want to say popular because she's not entirely popular, but she's more outgoing. She's more outgoing, while Nisha, just has more silent, closed. And I really liked that dynamic. I thought it was really cute, and I loved the fact that she was really behind all of Nishat's things. Like with the henna, she was just like, no, you have to do it yourself. Because in terms of like, you should, it's your business, you should do it yourself, and I'd help you here and there. And I really like that. She Prithvi kind of pushed Nishat to go a little bit out of her comfort zone, but she was still there for her sister. Loved it. Loved their dynamic. It was so cute. I really enjoyed them too. Out of all the things I really liked about the Henna Wars, it was honestly the fact that, for siblings, they were just so close together. And I really like just like honestly reading about close sibling dynamics. It's so nice to read, and it's just, I love reading about tight knit relationships between siblings. It's really nice. What else? I also kind of liked, I no, I found it interesting how at the end, when her parents were starting to kind of be just a little more comfortable, how they were like, Nisha, please don't cut your hair. I thought it was kind of funny because I guess they kind of like stereotyped the fact that lesbians always cut their hair short. Um, I just found it really funny, and how they were watching Ellen DeGeneres. I thought it was super funny. Um, and I found it funny just because Ellen DeGeneres, out of all people, I used to watch Ellen DeGeneres actually when I was younger. Her content was kind of funny to me, but then again, I was really young, so I just found it funny. I have no idea where Ellen DeGeneres is now because I haven't watched her in maybe 5, 6 years. It's been a long time, but just because I know lesbians who don't cut their hair, like, but then they were just like, Nisha, please don't ever cut your hair, and I was like, what? But I think it was really nice to just see the fact that her parents were slowly like, okay, if you like girls, will stand by your decision. And I like the fact that although it took the whole book for them to be like, okay, we'll be by your side the whole time, you know, I thought it was still the fact that, they were starting to really be comfortable. And I know, like, I've read and watched so many movies, and the, people have go through this in real life when coming out to their parents. Sometimes they're just not as understanding as Nishat's parents. So I thought it was really nice just to simply read about or listen in my term. But I keep hitting my mic. It's so close. But I really like the fact that, even though they were it's still new to them, it's still new to them. They were like, okay, you're lesbian, we'll stand by your side, even though, I'm pretty sure they still think it was a phase for Nisha, but I'm still glad the fact that, you know, it's just nice of them to be by her side, to really be close to, understand the fact that, this might not be really changing, you know, the fact that I keep saying the fact that just to say, okay, this is most likely not a phase for you, and we'll be by your side. And I was like, oh, cute. I really enjoyed just the fact that they did it, that they were like, okay, you know, I was just because parents sometimes don't always necessarily are like, will stand by your side, because you know we can learn throughout history the fact that some parents are not comfortable with their child being gay, lesbian, in general, LGBTQ+. So honestly, I really like the fact that they were so nice about the fact that Nisha was a lesbian afterward. And I was like, yeah. In general, honestly, I did like the whole story, even though I gave it 3.5 stars. This was I honestly gave 3.5 stars, just not because of. Okay, let's review. I really like the fact that it really touched on, racism, homophobia, you know, cult- culturism. Don't know racism, honestly. I think that goes under racism. Oh my god. Today's just not it for me. I think we can tell. They just touched up on all of these topics, and the the dynamics, sibling dynamics, the fact that they kind of went through all of these different topics about like Prithvi, Nisha. I loved their tight knit. I think that also gave my second star why I gave 2 stars, and then that 3.5, that third star, why I gave it 3.5 stars. More on the relationship of the fact of, well, no, more of the cultural aspect. When it comes to books, I love reading about the history, the culture behind everything, just the history. If it comes to mythology, anything about history, I really enjoy. So that really gave me 5 stars. But honestly, why I didn't give it 4 stars is character development. I wish there was just more, more to Nisha. I and also that like the fact that the relationship between Nisha and Flavia, it was honestly, to me, it was more, and it was mentioned. Miju commented this down. It was more of a first crush situation, and I totally agree. This was definitely not. I just didn't feel that connection between Flavia. Yes, they were really close. They kind of developed that friendship at first, and to me, I truly think that Flavia and Nisha, they were better as friends rather than in a romantic relationship. But I really think that step for a romantic relationship between Flavia and Nisha was kind of to understand that it's okay to be in a lesbian relationship. So I think that also gave it really the 0.5 of the 3.5. But there was just, I feel, the character development missing throughout the whole story, which is why I gave it 3.5 stars. But honestly, 3.5. That's pretty good in my book. That's like an okay in my book. At least it wasn't. It was not at all 2-star material or 1 star. I really enjoyed this. I think it really touched on, the good topics of racism, homophobia, sexism. Um, I'm missing a few others, but I'm sure. Okay, bullying. I don't know how I miss bullying. And, those topics are all very important. So, honestly, I'm really glad that, you know, for March 2021, we chose this book. And I'm really glad that you guys all came here, to really discuss this. I think that I really got out my thoughts when it came to the Henna Wars. I did enjoy it. I did also have to pay for the audiobook. um, if you guys are wondering, I read it on Libra FM, which supports local small businesses, I guess, local business bookstores. So just a little plug. But I did enjoy the Henna Wars, and I think the narrator, I was about to say the audiobook. No, then well that too. The narrator was actually really good in voicing out Nishot's perspective. So that was something I really enjoyed with what her name? Prithvi. Yeah, exactly. That was her name. It took me a while, but thank you to Liam. Sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong, but we finally discovered that her name was Prithvi. Um, which I feel like I'm saying it in somewhat similar to the way the audiobook said it. But another good thing about the audiobook was the pronunciations. I feel like they did really. I don't know who narrated the audiobook. I can probably find out. Um, but it was really good. I actually really enjoyed. Um, it was narrated by Priya Ayar, which was really good. I really enjoyed this. I definitely want to read more of Adiba Jagardar's books if she has more books. Definitely want to invest in some of her books. I don't know if this is a debut at all. Adiba Jagardar. No, Hana and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating, which I think that was a weird sound, but I think I've heard of this. Oh, expected publication. Okay, so it's actually coming out this year. Ooh, it kind of sounds interesting. But yeah, I definitely want to honestly just try reading. That was such a bad sound. We're gonna move on. I want to try just reading more of Adiba Jagardar's books. She's definitely had a few other books. A million. Oh, interesting. She even has one coming out in 2022. She's prepared. Adiba Jagardar is ready to rule the books. She's just like she's already planned books for 2022, which is so funny. I like that, but definitely want to try more of her books. I think it would be really just fun, enjoyable to kind of read more. And I feel like for me, although I've been honestly, because of my book club, I've been reading a lot more uh, Asian rep books. I definitely need to read a lot more South Asian books, South Asian authors as well. Just books and authors combined. So definitely glad I definitely read the definitelys in this sentence. I am glad that I read the Henna Wars. It was fun. It was cute. Do I want to try something that's not young adult next time? I do. I definitely feel that, I used to love young adult, but now I'm in that demographic where I'm just like new adult to adult, but I still enjoy young adult. Um, Definitely want to try more of some books that are similar to the Henna Wars. So that's really exciting. I'm gonna go to Goodreads. Oh, there is a book, Frankly in Love by David Yoon. That is a book that I found really interesting that I do want to read. It's been on my list, not my Goodreads, um, just to read a little more, and I think it could be interesting. Um, Definitely, guys, we will be voting for our pardon me, our February, no, our April book club book on Twitter. So if you guys want to vote for our April, I'm just getting February and April mixed up right now. I don't know why, but if you guys want to go and vote for our April book club choice, go to our just go to our Twitter. Let me just www.twitter. I believe. Hold on. Let me just go to my Twitter and just make sure that it is the Twitter, and I don't want to get it wrong. Because if it's wrong, yikes. Twitter. I'm on Twitter. But yeah, if you guys want to go, Soya, no. I'm afraid. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna link our Twitter down below. And if you guys want to go and follow our Twitter and also vote for our Twitter, our April book choice, you guys can do it now. Can do it soon, actually. I will most likely in the coming hours put up a tweet for you guys to vote for our April book choice, and it's really exciting. I love reading a lot of Asian rap books these days, and I've honestly been reading a lot more because of this book club. So English is hard. We're gonna move on, but thank you guys so much for coming to the live show for the Henna Wars. It was really good book, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.